Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. Good to see you today. If you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so that I know you're here. I'm using a new software, so I'm hoping this is going smoothly. Anyway, so today I'm going to talk about change your philosophy, change your life. You know what? I'm a big fan of personal development. I do a little bit every morning and every night. And one of my favorite philosophers is Jim Rohn. I've talked about him a bunch of times. And, he says that your income is determined by your philosophy. And I was reading about that this morning, so I thought that would be a good thing for me to talk about. Whenever I'm learning something or whenever I'm studying something, when I'm talking to you about it, it's really because I'm learning it, and we can learn together, right? And so, yes, I have notes, and no, I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to be. So anyway, let's talk. So to me, he talks about your income is determined by your philosophy. And to me, this pretty much means that you're going to earn what you believe you're worth. Jim, he knows that knowing your own strength and knowing your own limitations is what's a huge part about being successful. He says life was not designed to give you what you need. It was designed to give you what you deserve. That's really powerful, right? Life was not designed to give you what you need. It's designed to give you what you deserve. So if you didn't plant in the spring, then you're not going to have a harvest. If you planted a little, then you're not going to receive a big harvest. You're only going to receive a little harvest. It's 100% about what we do and how we make things happen, right? So in my mind, what he's saying is quit expecting life to give you what you think you deserve when you did nothing to earn it. That's just so huge. Life, I do believe in the universe. I believe in The Secret and all of that. I think the one thing, if you've ever seen the movie The Secret, the one thing it's lacking is it talks about wanting things and imagining them to come true. But I think it lacked, and it's not on purpose. I think they just missed that in the movie, but you have to take action. It's not, you can't just sit there and go, oh, I want this to come to me and boom, it's going to come to me. It doesn't work that way. And so if you're not willing to do the work, you're not going to see the results. So success, happiness, wealth, health, none of those things are things we deserve. We have to take them seriously. And that actually hit me today really hard because yes, I have a weight problem and so maybe I need to take more responsibility for my health. It really hit me, So, but those things are not things we deserve. And what he says is deserve means entitled. And you know what entitled means? Entitled means that you don't even have to work for it. That seriously, no way. That's not true for any of us. That's not true. If you want to accomplish something, you have to work for it. That's just the way it is, right? It doesn't work to think you're entitled. And so, in fact, when people start to believe that they're entitled, then all of a sudden they stop putting in the effort. They stop planning for the success. They stop fighting for it because they just think it's going to come their way. And that doesn't happen, So you can tell a lot about a person. You can tell how successful someone's going to be just by that one thing, by their philosophy. It's not how much talent they have. It's not what they look like. It's not where they were born or their upbringing, although that does play a part in it because that's what they were taught. But it's really all about that philosophy. And so if you can find a way to develop a philosophy of your own instead of accepting the one that was given to you, now that's what personal development is about. Personal development is about building your own philosophy instead of just accepting what you grew up with and what your parents taught you and what happened around you as you were growing up. So instead, you develop your own philosophy, and that puts you in a position to find the type of success that you're looking for because you built that philosophy built on success and on what you want and the things that you want out of life. And so some of the things about philosophy that you want to get clear on is like personal responsibility. I talk about that a lot. I am responsible for everything that happens to me. Yeah, sure. It's not always my fault. But then again, it is up to me. It is my decision how I respond to it, right? Maybe something happened to me that I have no control over, but I do have control over how I respond to it. And so you have to take personal responsibility. And besides, what difference does it make? It does no good to start blaming somebody else or blaming the economy or blaming. How does that help you? Does that make you have more success? No. That's why you take responsibility. That's why you say, okay, the economy sucks, but I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix mine because I am in charge of my own economy. That's what taking personal responsibility means. It doesn't mean that you're guilty or that it's your fault or anything else. It's more like, okay, boom, here it is. What am I going to do about it? And I take responsibility for that. Luck. We all create our own luck. I mean, sure, sometimes somebody gets lucky, they win the lottery, but you know what? You've heard people who win the lottery are usually broke again in 2 years, right? Because it's luck, things happen. But most of the time, luck is really a matter of all the things that you did to put you in the right place at the right time where you get lucky. And all of that is because of all the things you did leading up to that, not because you just happened to find a penny on the corner. Right? If you're always doing the things that are going to bring you success, and if you're doing the planting and you're doing the work, then you're going to be in the right place at the right time. And then you're going to have that luck that, something good is going to happen for you because you brought it in. Hi, Anne-Marie. Good to see you. So you brought that luck to yourself by the effort you put out, by the action you took. So focus on your strengths and know your limitations. Jim Rohn is big on this too. Because if you know what those are, if you know what your strengths are and you focus on them, then you know that you can be successful doing that. But if you know your limitations, you also know ways to get around it, right? Ways to help. So looking at myself, I'm great at organizing. I'm great. I have commitment and drive. That's not a problem. I don't have to get myself psyched up to go to work because I love my business and I love my job, and it's just not a problem for me. I don't ever feel like I don't want to do it. But I have no problem setting goals, and I have no problem seeing them through. I have that drive. I have that focus, and I'm awesome at that. But you know what I suck at? I suck at remembering things. I suck at all kinds of things. I mean, I suck at remembering people's faces and names and all of that. I suck at remembering things that I need to get done. And so I live by my calendar. 100% everything goes into my calendar. I also use a program called Wunderlist I love it because it's on my computer and my phone and it syncs. And I can create tasks and I can create repeating tasks. So certain things I do in my Avon business that I do every other Wednesday or every other Tuesday, I can set it to repeat every other Wednesday, and then I can check them off and I can make sure I got everything done. I love that. And if I don't have those things, the calendar and the task list, then I probably will. A lot of things will slip through the cracks, because that's not my strength. As far as remembering people's names, I'm gonna admit something here. I hate to admit it, but anyway, I hope that you'll understand. But I really am hard at I have a hard time remembering names and faces. And back in the olden days in my Avon business, I was so worried about. I would go to a sales meeting, and somebody would be at that meeting that would be on my team, and I wouldn't recognize them. And I was horribly embarrassed about that possibility of that happening because I didn't want them to feel like I didn't appreciate them. But I really am not good. And I was signing up a lot of people back then. I was signing up like 10 people a week. And sure, they were face-to-face, but I'm just horrible at that. And so part of my welcome kit was I would give them name badges. I would actually create name badges for every single person on my team in the hopes that they would wear them so that when I saw them at a meeting, I would know who they were. I don't do that so much now because my team is nationwide and we don't see each other as often except for at big events. But you know what? That's just my thing. My memory, I don't know what it is. I need to work on it, but that's my limitation. But so anyway, I kind of went off the path there, but so let's talk about my philosophy. Here's a few ideas about my philosophy, things that I feel really strong about. Number one, I believe everyone is equal. No matter what skin color you have, no matter where you live, no matter who you love, you are equal to me. You're no better than me. You're no worse than me. And I'm no better than you. That is really important to me. That is very important to me. I'm also big on fairness. If I see somebody being treated unfairly, that just like raises my hackles. I mean, I just really have a hard time with that. I have a hard time with anybody not being treated fairly. And maybe that comes from my childhood because I was picked on a lot, but that's a whole different subject. I believe that if I put in the work, then I can achieve anything I want. That I really believe that. I know that if I can't achieve it, then I need to try harder. That's just the way it is. I also believe that it's up to me to create my own economy. So right now, if you watch the news, it looks like the economy might be going down. It looks like it might be. And I'm seeing some signs in my business that it might be going down. But you know what? I that doesn't affect me, because if the economy is going down, if sales are slowing, then I double my efforts. I am in charge of my economy. It's just, I have full control and I take charge. So those are some of the things, just a couple of the things about my philosophy, things that I feel really strongly about. How about you? What is your philosophy? Tell me below. Tell me some of the things that you believe that are absolutely crucial, that are important, and what's your philosophy? Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Anne-Marie, for being live with me. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.